Good evening. My name is Mark Torres, and I'm with my friend Caleb McLeese. We are here to talk about the Women in Comics Convention, or also known as WinCcon.
Yes, I actually went to WinCon last year nearby my neighborhood in the Bronx and had a lovely time. And I definitely was looking forward to going to this year's event. And I liked the location they chose, the Brooklyn Library. It was huge.
What was your experiences of it? As for me, I actually thoroughly enjoyed it, especially the panels.
hmm Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed seeing the artists over there, some familiar faces, some new faces, and it was very fascinating. I got a chance to see Geisha V. That was very interesting, and among other cosplayers. And I like the panel, especially the cosplay panel. I mean, you see other cosplayers go up there. There was like cosplayers with different age ranges. I mean, some that are like, over 40 cosplay, which is actually a group I looked into a while back.
Yeah, one of the things I've realized and I've always accepted it is that cosplay is for everyone, and that was also greatly put into depth in one of the panels of the cosplay.
Which panel was that? Now I didn't catch some panels as you did, Mark. What was that panel called?
I cannot remember the full name, but it was the cosplay constructive and creators workshop. But basically, there were 5 people on stage, and they basically talked about their experiences as cosplayers or people who are in the conventions. And basically, they're also dealing with the toxicity of not just the whole male audience, but also like other people who are standing at the very top, or just people who have a very hardcore extremist fandom ideology toward cosplay or gamings and other sort of media.
That's I should have sat in on that one. I was just around, the artist alley, especially with seeing Sozo Makia. That was fascinating to see that she came there. I liked her Garnet artwork from Steven Universe. I liked her artwork from that. I couldn't get her prints, but I was able to get one of her buttons. It's a beautiful one too.
Yeah, I jumped into a couple of the panels here and there. There was the influence of women in Star Wars. Not too bad. Unfortunately, as I said, like with some of the panels, I was there like halfway through, so I didn't get the whole scope of it. There was also the feminism and the fandom panel, which was the first one I went to. It felt a little rough to jump into that one, so I just sat back and listened. But they also shared the same points, but more broad, general points toward the toxicity of how some people or audiences are so hard on cosplayers, gamers, or just people who are now in the spotlight. There was one cosplayer that was telling us her experience on Twitter, which apparently they were body shaming her, which I felt like that was completely stupid, because here is someone who is willing to step up to the plate, do a cosplay of a character she admires, a fictional character, and who's to say, like, the audience, who are they to say that you're impersonating the character wrong, or you're doing this wrong, or that you shouldn't do it?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree on that, because I've recently started cosplaying myself. I mean, cosplay is for everyone. I mean, I even got a little bit of hate, even though I don't have as much attention as some other cosplayers. I mean, I'm not trying to compare. I'm just saying I understand that hate. Remember, somebody sent me a GIF of that kid from Atlanta because I said I'm going to be cosplaying as Letho. I'm like, I didn't say nothing. I just, promptly blocked them. Sometimes you just gotta ignore the hate.
Sometimes, and that was another thing that kind of bugged me is like, I admit that there are times I also play as a hardcore fan, but it's more like I want the characters to be true to the concept of those characters.
Yeah, you mean the cosplayers be true to the concept of the characters? Indeed.
Yeah. I mean, okay, if someone has their version of, let's say, Fem Logan, or maybe Gambit, I'm not going to go say, like, oh, you shouldn't dress as this or do that. No. They have their ideal, their concept, their version, and they execute it. The best part about it, they came to the public, or they went public with this outfit. They put their heart and soul into it. So who am I as a fan, or even a hardcore fan, to say that they shouldn't do it? Because the way I see it, I didn't get dressed for a cosplay to go out there. I'm still in my casual clothes. The cosplayers, are more brave than I am.
Indeed. I mean, it takes bravery. I mean, I tried to go on stage and I got scared. And I admire people that, you know, will go out there, strut their stuff, and show the absolute courage.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
And I'm sure his opinion shared by many of the, I guess, the more open-minded people. Those who are more accepting. And I forgot who it was. It was one of the panels I was in, but they basically said something very interesting, that it's easy to tear down other people, but it's difficult to nurture and to help support a random stranger.
Sounds about right.
Otherwise, there was some pretty amazing cosplayers. One of them was cosplaying as Agent J.
Yeah, I give that guy credit. He falls under the over 30 cosplayers category. That's just I follow Instagram, different pages of cosplay. So
you know,
but I liked how he came out with it. He was original. I mean, he had quite a few surprises for us. So I like that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, if he hadn't said his age, I would have said, oh, he's just in his later 20s, but that's fine. It was hilarious, though, that when I saw him, I was tongue-tied because I was going to say Agent Smith, and I said, wait, that guy is from the Matrix. He is not in the Matrix. Who's the agent he is again from Men in Black? I cannot remember for the life of me. So he had to correct me and tell me it was Agent J, because I almost said Agent K. I was like, oh, wait, wrong person.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the other thing that was mentioned in the panels, the elitism of some people who have more knowledge over particular comics or genres that other people may or may not know.
Yeah, that's always a thing. I mean, I have my own, you know, I've read many things, some things I haven't read, so, you know, I have my opinions on, you know, just depends on what I've read.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be someone who doesn't know everything. Some people may know some things, and some people don't know anything. But with the way they're approaching it is that instead of just mocking them, just say, all right, do you want to know more? Or show them, but don't just like, oh, you should know this, or then it is like, how can you not know that? Like, instead of like putting them on the spot and making them feel bad about not knowing things, and I'm cursing myself for not remembering everyone's names.
You don't have to remember everybody, Mark.
Still, it's out of respect, because these panels that I went to were very enlightening in a way for me.
Well, write it down. You can write it down next time.
I'll do that. And yeah, so basically, one of the people that were talking had their own personal experience, which they ran into a dating couple, and the boyfriend was a little bit showing off his knowledge, but he wasn't quite helping his significant other where to look at or what comics to read, because she kind of felt left out. Because she even admitted to the writer and to her boyfriend that she did not know who Silver Surfer was. Which, granted, not many people will probably know or care because he's not that big.
But you know, have people like us, we have knowledge of them.
Yeah, so instead of saying like, oh, how can you not know Silver Surfer? It's like, okay, here's a little bit of info about the Silver Surfer, little tidbits. If you want to know more, I can recommend you some books.
Yes. Yeah, I was only able to sit in 2 panels really, and I've really had a lot of fun going around the artist alley. Lately, I've been literally learning how to read lines of art, and one artist, her name was Kenya Danino. She had a unique way of her artwork, especially how she shaded and how she just made the lines. It was like chaos and beauty in one thing. Just some of the black and white drawings I saw in her sketchbook. I mean, I wish I had the portfolio. I wish I was better prepared to get more artwork, but I at least got a sticker of Garnet that she made.
Yeah, alright, so I'll say that there was also the market vendors that was outside. I actually went out to enjoy a quick mint iced tea with a little bit of maple in it.
Yeah, it was a really chill area. I mean, yeah, the area was pretty chill. I mean, the library was huge. The last time I've ever, yeah, I've only been, the New York Public Library main branch was as big as that one. So, yeah.
Actually, I even got myself a Brooklyn library card in the event that I may go over there, which is highly possible.
I should have done that.
Well, the place was quite inspiring because along with it, there was
yeah, they actually had Japanese freaking books up there, so that was interesting.
I didn't see that.
But let's not get off topic. When it came to the whole event, like the majority of it, I've enjoyed. I mean, to me, it felt I felt a little out of place when I came there first, but within the half hour of walking around, I got used to seeing where everything was. I could have had a little help with somebody with a head start, though.
Anyway, another part of it, which though was the last panel I was there before I had to leave, was the cosplay showcase.
Yes, we all went there. I actually had an interesting time seeing it. You know, everybody showing off, and as you were saying earlier, with the guy that played Agent J. I mean, cosplay as Agent J.
Not just that, but he wiped out our memory.
Oh, that was funny. And I like all the cosplayers that were up there. Stargus Megu, I've actually had the pleasure of meeting her last year when we both were Joseph Joestars in our perspective. Yeah, I was the purple variant, she was the green variant. And she actually blew my mind saying that, you know, she was cosplay as Starfire, but the gems that she wore were made from Arizona
bottles.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, that's points for ingenuity.
Ingenuity indeed, especially the armor. I forgot.
Yeah, I mean, it's like stuff like that for a cosplayer like me. You know, I can learn. It's like I don't have to go all expensive. I mean, you know, I have other people help me out in my cosplays, but you know, it's still good to learn.
Even the guy who dressed as the king.
Yes, Uptown Bill. I've had the pleasure of meeting him quite a few times the past few years. He's known for his Black Panther cosplays, but he's been branching out with his other ones.
Yeah, I think he said it was about, he only spent less than $20 or something. It was like, wow.
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, you could make any type of cosplays depending on, you know, it could be anything. I remember I saw a cosplayer, he made Reinhardt's armor out of stuff from the dollar store, apparently. And I liked how when they finalized this, when everybody came back up on stage, they encouraged the Shuri cosplayer. I mean, it was, I noticed her. I was like, wait, she's all the way back there. She didn't come up.
I think she had a lot of stage fright.
Yeah, I think that's what it was too. I'm not gonna knock it. I still suffer from stage fright a bit. I mean, it takes time to get over it.
Yeah, it seemed that when everyone was, it was a good thing that everyone was supportive because it seemed like she was a little
Afraid?
Yeah, afraid, especially when the question came to the painting on her face.
Yeah.
It was like, and all of us, I'm pretty sure everyone heard it, was like, we had to say, be more confident in yourself, not.
Mm-hmm.
No need to be afraid, like. what the convention is supposed to be, which they mentioned before, is a community. We see everyone who shares our passions, who shares our similar interests, similar tastes, similar loves and interests of comics, fiction, fantasy, sci-fi.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna have that douchebag who's elitist, but the rest we're all more or less chilled.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
But yeah, it was small. Like I said, I've had fun. Yeah, what about you, Mark?
I had a blast. I actually got there early, munched on cookies, water, and I saw many people who I can say they're like family because we're sharing the same interests.
Yes, I mean I even saw some of the drink and draw crew in there too. That was pretty interesting.
If it was not for you and Steph alerting me about that, I probably would just went blasting right by them.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool.
With that said, me and Caleb are giving big time thumbs up. Shout out, thank yous to WinCcon and everybody there. Thank you for having us, and good night.